أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his progeny said, "Beware of bribery, for verily it is sheer infidelity, and the briber will not even smell the fragrance of paradise." قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: إياكم والرشوة فإنها محض الكفر ولا يشم صاحب الرشوة ريح الجنة. مع العلم إنه ريح الجنة, the fragrance of the paradise, you can smell it from a distance of 500 years walking. مع العلم إنه ريح الجنة ممكن شمها من على بعد مسافة مسيرة 500 عام. صاحب الرشوة أصلا ما يشم هذه، حتى الريح ما يشمها. With Islamic laws, we are dealing with the issues of the three bloods, and with hayd, and alaykum salam, we read to مضطربة, disordered. مضطربة, it means she has the period, but the period doesn't have a time, doesn't have the number, no duration, no number of the days. مضطربة is a woman who may have seen blood for some months, but did not form a fixed habit. She sees the blood, but she does not. She sees blood in some months, but she does not form what a habit, neither of time, neither of duration. But did not form a fixed habit, neither of time nor of duration. If such a woman sees blood for more than 10 days, now, if she sees blood for more than 10 days, and if the nature of blood remains same, what does that mean, that the nature of blood remains same? It means either, yes. You have the mic, please. You have the mic.
I think it means the attributes of blood are the same.
Yeah. Either, can you give the mic to her, please?
Yes. Attribute is the blood the same height.
More? Who can tell me? Yes.
The attributes of blood, it doesn't change. That means
Either to be just like resembling the blood of hayd or of istihad. All of it as the same, not changed. Okay, this is what we mean by it. And if the nature of blood remains same, either resembling hayd or istihada, then she will be classified among those women who, despite fixed habit of time. Look, so then she will be classified among those women who, despite fixed habit of time, see blood in unusual period. So she will be classified as what? As a woman of a fixed habit, and she sees blood in unusual period, and is also unable to distinguish the signs of one from the other. Now, what is her hukum? She sees blood. This is this older woman, مضطربة, and she sees blood for more than 10 days, and she cannot distinguish between the blood. That means all the blood is one type. Now, what is the hukum? Fad.
After 10 days will be istihada. After 10 days.
Okay.
Less than 10 days, it is hayd.
How about the 10th day?
It depends if it has the attributes of. I think it's hayd.
We said
Yeah, it's
the
hayd.
maximum number of hayd's day,
10 days.
10 days.
After
So-
10 days, it is
So the
istihada.
first 10 days, all of them are
Hayd.
hayd.
Yes.
And after them are istihada.
And it shouldn't be less than 3 days.
No. Say that again.
It shouldn't be less than 3 days.
We said she sees the blood more than 10 days, Baba.
Yeah.
We said that she sees the blood for more than 10 days.
So it is istihada. More than 10 days is istihada.
Explain it again.
More than 10 days, it is istihada. Less than 10 days, it is hayd.
Your answer is wrong.
Sorry?
Your answer is wrong.
Why?
Again, I repeat my question.
Okay.
I have a مضطربة lady
Okay.
and she sees blood more than 10 days and she cannot distinguish between the type of the blood. That means the whole blood is what is the same. Either it is red, all of it, or it is black, or it is yellowish. So what is her حكم?
Istihada. More than 10 days, istihada.
Yes, you.
As Fatma said, the first 10 days is hayd, and more than 10 days it will be istihada. Okay?
The first 10 days will be hayd.
I said that. Same.
I want in detail, my daughter, tomorrow, the women, they are going to ask you, you have to be fixed. You have to be fixed. So the 10th days from day number 1 to the 10th, they are all hayd. And she has to act as haid woman in those 10 days. After the 10 days will be istihada. But you didn't tell me that. You meant, I don't know what you mean. I need what you say. Okay? Good. I know you know it, but I want you to be fixed. This is very important. All right. So, and is also unable to distinguish the signs of one from the other. As a measure of precaution, she will refer to the prevailing habits among her relatives and adopt it. Now, what she has to do, she has to go to her relatives with the same age and to ask them. So your answer was what? Was wrong. She has to go over them and ask her how many days is her hayd. If she said, for example, 6, 8, 4, 10 days, she will adopt these days and the rest will be istihada. So, as a measure of precaution, she will refer to the prevailing habits among her relatives and adopt it. What does it mean, adopt it? Yes. What does it mean in detail? Follow it. It means if she has 5 days, she will take her first 5 days as hayd and the rest is istihada. If her relatives, she has 8 days, period of 8 days, she will take the 8 days as hayd and the rest is what? Is istihada. هذه مهمة. It is very necessary. They are going to ask you, my daughters. Okay, as a measure of precaution, she will refer to the prevailing habits among her relatives and adopt it. And if that is not possible, she will fix any reasonable number. If that not possible, that means she does not have a relative next to her, she cannot ask, or there isn't, if you remember, not any relative she can adopt, because she has to choose one who is close or near to her age and her period is normal, not eccentric. Okay? Yes, she will fix any reasonable number, neither less than 3 days, no more than 10 days, as explained in rules numbers 495 and 497. Again, I'm going to repeat it again. If we have a مضطربة woman, what does it mean مضطربة woman? Women, she sees blood for some months, but she does not have a fixed time or a fixed duration. Okay, she sees blood for more than 10 days, and the whole blood is the same. That means she cannot distinguish between the blood. So what she will do, she will go to her relatives, she will choose one of the ladies which are the same as her age, and she is normal, her habit is normal, okay, and adopt it. If she has, for example, a habit of 7 days, she will adopt 7 days, and the rest is istihada. If her relative has a habit of 4 days more, okay, she will adopt the days and to be haid in those days, while the rest will be what? Will be istihada. Okay. Now, if it is difficult, let me finish this. If it is difficult to find a relative to adopt her habit, what she will do? She has to choose a reasonable number. If you remember, the reasonable number is 7 days. The reasonable number, says Sistani, choose it 7 days to be hayd, and the rest will be what? Istihada. Yes, your question.
Question was about this point when you said the woman should go to her relatives and act according to her period. But what if she doesn't have any relatives, let's say? So
if she doesn't what?
Have any relatives.
Huh? Yes.
She could act according to the previous month?
No. No. She has to choose a suitable number. A suitable number, which is not
like whatever,
less than 3 days and not more than 10 days. And the suitable number is 7 days.
Even if it is different from the previous month, for example?
We said, my daughter, we said that this lady, she does not have a fixed period, neither of time nor of duration. So how it comes?
What if she's still bleeding?
This is what we are talking about. More than 10 days.
Not more than 10 days. Let's say 8 days, and she chose 7 days. What about the other day?
Yes, it will be istihada. Yes, it will be istihada. Only the 7 days. Only the 7 days, or the days she adopted from her relatives, it will be her days of hayd. While the rest, after them, it will be istihada. Not like what you said. Okay? Huh? Even if it is less, we said it is, if she has to choose a suitable number, it will be 7 days, isn't it? So from day number 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on, it will be istihada. Yes, she has to pray in those days. Is that clear? Okay. Any question? All right. Issue number 501. If مضطربة sees blood for more than 10 days, this is one condition. It is more than 10 days. And if for some days the blood has the signs of hayd, and during other days has the signs of istihada. Look, what is the difference from the foregoing issue? In the foregoing issue, the whole blood is what? Is the same. Here, some days of the signs of hayd and the others of the signs of istihada. Okay. And if the blood which has the signs of hayd is not less than 3 days, nor more than 10 days, that means either 3 days, 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. These days of what? The blood has the signs of hayd. The rest, okay, then all of it is what? Is hayd. All of it is hayd. Please, I see most of you have pens and they are writing notes. This is good. And I'm ordering you, not asking you. I'm ordering you to have a pen or pencil and write notes. It's very important to write notes on the book. So, this lady, which she is مضطربة and she sees the blood more than 10 days, this is number one. But the blood, she can distinguish it. Some of this blood is distinguished as hayd blood or having the signs of hayd blood, and the other having the signs of istihada blood. Now, if the blood with hayd signs, it is 3 days or more, and it is less than, or it is 10 days or less than 10 days. Okay, so all of it is what? All of it is hayd, and the rest is what? Keep it in your mind. And if the blood bearing the signs of hayd is for less than, now, the other hukum. And if the blood bearing the signs of hayd is for less than 3 days or more than 10 days, she will follow the rule explained in the foregoing clues for the sake of determining the number of days in hayd. What she will do? Before choose 7 days. To her relatives. She has to go to her relatives and to adopt her period. If she cannot, she has to what? She has to choose a possible number, which is preferred to be not less than 3 days and not more than 10 days, which is better to be 7 days, and to adopt it as a hayd and to act in the rest of the days as what? As istihada. This is in which case, if the blood bearing the signs of hayd is for less than 3 days. If it is less than 3 days, or the blood which bearing the signs of hayd is what? Is more than 10 days. Definitely, she cannot take her hayd period less than 3 days, because we said the lesser days are how many? 3 days. And she cannot adopt her hayd more than 10 days, because we said the maximum days of hayd is how many? 10 days. So in this case, she has to go to her relatives. If she found someone which are closer to her age and she is normal in her period, she can adopt her days as hayd. The number of days. If she cannot, in this case, she has to what? She has to go to other step, which is to choose the suitable number of hayd, which is not less than 3 days and not more than 10 days, and to adopt them with the better number is 7 days. All right. And if after having determined her hayd period, after having determined her period, for let's say 7 days, she again sees blood before completing 10 days of being tahir. Then she sees blood before completing the 10 days, before being tahir, what she has to do. And if after having determined her hayd period, she again sees blood before completing 10 days of being tahir, again with the signs of hayd. She sees now the blood with the sign of hayd. But it is where is that? When is that? After her days and before the 10 days. Yes. With the signs of hayd, she will treat this new emission as istihada. Yes. Because some of them, she said, oh, it's bearing the same signs of hayd blood. What shall I do? Shall I be hayd again? No. You have your own days. That's it. That's it. Okay, she's asking, how about this blood? What shall I do? This is istihada. You have to what? You have to do your worship acts and to continue and to see what kind of istihada is. It is the first or the second or the third level. You have to see, because each one has what? Has its own hukum. You have the mic, please.
Yes, even it has the same attributes of blood of hayd.
Yes, we said that.
Yes.
We said that. Look, I'll go over the issue again. And if after having determined her hayd period, she again let's say 7 days, okay? She sees the blood before completing 10 days of being tahir, again with the signs of hayd. Have you got that? She will treat this new emission as what? As istihada. Why? Why? Simply because she adopt the days of her relatives first, and this is her hukum, or she adopt a possible number, a reasonable number, which is, for example, 7 days. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's her hayd. After it, if she sees the blood, and this blood, definitely, don't forget, listen to me. Don't forget with whom we are talking. So, mubtadi'ah, the beginner. Now, what is mubtadi'ah and who is the mubtadi'ah? Mubtadi'ah is a woman who sees blood for the first time. She sees blood for the first time. What does that mean? She does not have hayd before. She does not have hayd before. This is the first time she becomes hayd. Mubtadi'ah is a woman who sees blood for the first time. If she sees it for more than 10 days and all the blood has common signs. Common signs, what does that mean? Either black or red, the common signs of hayd blood. Then she should refer to the prevailing habit among her relatives and consider her corresponding duration as hayd and the rest as istihada. So in this case, if she sees blood for more than 10 days and the whole blood is having the same size or bearing the same size, the same signs of hayd, she has to go to her relative and adopt her what? Adopt her hayd days.
This case, just if she sees it more than 10 days, right?
Yep, that's right. That's correct. Okay. Keeping in view two provisions in rule number 495. What are these two provisions? Who can tell? I did explain them.
The woman that she goes to her habit from her relatives should she should be as her age.
Take the mic, please. The first one?
Yeah, and she should have a normal habit, not a disordered habit.
Right. The other condition?
Yeah, she should have a normal habit. She is not, she does not have troubles with hayd.
She's not مضطربة, for example.
I said
Okay,
so.
this is number one. Number two,
She should be as her age.
as her age. These are the two conditions. Thank you very much. And if even that seems impossible, then she will be free to fix a certain duration as explained in rule number 497. Is that clear? Is it crystal clear or not? Are you sure? No question? Okay. Yes. Any question? No question? Issue number 503. If a mubtadi'a sees blood for more than 10 days, she sees blood for more than 10 days. And some bearing the signs of hayd more than 10 days. For example, 5 of them, they bear the signs of hayd, others are not. And other that of istihada. And if the blood with the signs of hayd is, don't forget, we are talking with mubtadi'ah. With mubtadi'ah, she sees blood for the first time. And if the blood with the signs of hayd is seen for not less than 3 and not more than 10 days, then all that blood is what? Is hayd. All that blood is hayd. But if she sees the blood again before the expiry of 10 days, and even that blood resembles hayd. For example, she sees blood for more than 10 days. This is mubtadi'ah. More than 10 days. 11, 12, 15. The first 5 days bearing the signs of what? Of hayd. The rest is not bearing the signs of hayd. So she will take the 5 days as what? As hayd. Now, before the end of the 10 days, day number 8, day number 9, day number 10, these days the blood changed into the signs of what? Or resembling the hayd's blood. Change. You understand this? But if she sees the blood again before the expiry of 10 days, and even that blood resembles hayd, for example, if dark blood is seen for 5 days, and yellowish blood is seen for 9 days, and dark blood is seen again for 5 days. Now, what is the total number? Here we have 5 days and 9 days and 5 days. 5 days, 9 days and 5 days. شفتوا؟ 5 9 5. اوكي. مو مثل المثال اللي انا قلته. انتبهوا، هذا شيء آخر. Then she should treat the first blood as hayd and the rest as istihada. Why? Why the rest as istihada? Huh? Huh? This is good. She said between the two hayd, between the two discharge, between the two periods is what? 10 days. Here we have 9 days. Here we have 9 days. So we are going to take the first 5 period as hayd, while the rest as what? Take care. انتبهوا شوية ركزوا. The same basics that we put at the beginning, we are building our issues on them. So, then she should treat the first blood as hayd and the rest as istihada, as explained in the case of مضطربة. Issue number 504. If a مبتدئة, this is the last issue of مبتدئة. If a مبتدئة sees a blood for more than 10 days, some of which bearing signs of hayd and other having signs of istihada, and if the blood with the signs of hayd is seen for less than 3 days, so the blood which has the signs of hayd is what? How many? Less than 3 days. Okay? She will treat it as hayd, and for determining the duration of it, she will follow as stated in rule number 500. Again, this is mubtadi'ah, and she sees the blood for more than 10 days. Some of them bearing signs of hayd, that means black, dark black, or red, and other having signs of istihada, yellowish, okay? It is not gushes out, it's soft. And if the blood with the signs of hayd is seen for less than 3 days, but the blood which bears the signs of hayd, how many? Less than 3 days. That means 1 day or 2 days. 1 day or 2 days. She will treat it as hayd, and she will treat it as what? As hayd. Is it only this 1 or 2 days is a hayd? No, not only. She has to do what? She has, if you remember, she has to add. Yes, she has to add from the other days in order to complete what? To complete the days of determining her hayd. How that? To go back to her prevailing, to her relatives, and to choose how many days she's going to determining her hayd. Or to choose, if she cannot go to her relative, she has to choose. Is this understood? Okay. Any question? No question. Good. If a mubtadi'ah sees blood for more than 10 days, some of which bearing signs of hayd and other having signs of istihada, and if the blood with the signs of hayd is seen for less than 3 days, she will treat it as what? As hayd. And for determining the duration of it, she will follow as stated in rule number 5. That means she will take the first days, which included the days, 1 day or 2 days, which have the blood bears the signs of hayd as what? As hayd. And in order to determine how many days for her period, she will what? She will go to her relatives, or she will fix several days, possible number. Is this understood? والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم.